No one likes to deal with a flood of their own fluids that the business manufactures. If you're dealing with water, gas, beverages, this is something you guys should be paying attention to. Stay tuned for this. Welcome everyone to Your Little Castle Show. I just enjoy what I get to do to help highlight those people who are making a difference on our little planet here. And there's all kinds of niche products out there that help with issues that we may not have even thought of. But I can only imagine like how often there is a breakage. I'm gonna call somebody down at AB. I was still connected, but I'm gonna call and say, how often does this happen? Because they've got these giant tubs, and you've got beer flowing, water flowing. That's their two. Almost all beer is made out of water, right? And so it's just flowing at you. And what does it cost them to do that? With that in mind, you guys have built a couple things. We've got an analysis. Let's go over the ROI. So I'm a ROI. Everybody knows ROI stands for return on investment. But what is somebody potentially dealing with when they have a breach like this? And you guys have put together a great looking spreadsheet here. Boy, I love spreadsheets. And so tell me walk me through this, or I'm going to put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
So there it is in front of you, and that's what's up over there too. So tell me where to start with.
Perfect. So we'll start on the left side, and this is where you input all of your numbers. So these are completely customizable per like whatever plant we're talking to. And this example was actually the numbers are set for the example we were talking about, that 50,000 gallon, $250,000 failure that we talked about before. Okay. That was in the dairy industry. So we see the silo volume at the top is at 50,000 gallons, which we're talking. The product value is about $1.55 a gallon. That's about where raw milk is at currently. Okay. Failure frequency per silo is kind of a guess here. So this is one that we're trying to start to implement when we're showing customers like, hey, even if it only happens once every 40 years, if you have 4 silos, now we're like one every 10 years.
Right.
And so we're showing the likelihood, trying to show the likelihood of one of these events happening. And we even usually let the plant pick that rate. Like, what do you think it is? Put in whatever you think, and we'll show why it still is going to be valuable.
Okay.
Then some of the cleanup, downtime, and regulatory fees that come across with it. So this example we were talking about had some major issues with their infrastructure and had to kind of remodel their whole facility, raise some doors, change the swings, add some float sensors. So like if it started flooding again, someone would be notified. And so all said and done, kind of that left side down to regulatory infrastructure fees adds up to the red number we see on the right. Their total loss without the quick clamp was about $242,000.
Let me see if I can zoom that in just a little bit.
For that one incident.
$242,000.
Yeah, so then that was without our clamp. And if we come back down to the left side, below the regulatory fees we were just talking about, this is where the product lost with the quick clamp. We want to bring this to customers and kind of let them fill it out. Like, we know we're not going to save 100% of your product, but we can get this stopped as soon as someone knows about it. So in this example, we're saying with the quick clamp, they lost 20% of their tank still, which is way overestimating what we can actually do. But this is just to be on the safe side for numbers.
This thing could get put on in 3 minutes.
Right, exactly.
That'll save
and we would save, exactly. So this is just to lowball the numbers, essentially, not in our favor, as much as we can. Like we talked about earlier, the quick clamp cost per unit is about $15,600 if you're buying one. And we're saying they have 2 clamps here in this situation to protect their 4 silos.
Yeah, because you don't need 4, you need You need 1 for sure.
Yeah, so we recommend
you could have 2 in case.
We recommend 1 per 2 silos because rapid deployment is the huge thing. Like we said, it's 1,000 gallons per minute coming out as soon as it happens, and that number lowers over time as the fluid drains out of that silo and the head height lowers. The flow rate coming out also lowers because there's less pushing on it. So they can get them stopped towards the end usually, but once you've lost 80% of your product, I mean, you might as well have bought the quick clamp for sure.
Okay, do these numbers make sense to people, or is this what you're used to? You have to explain this to everybody, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely comes as a shock. They don't realize how much, is really at risk when something like this actually happens, There's all the risk. And then back to the how many, the 1 per 2 or 1 per 2 silos is basically because of the, you got to think if there's a stream going like right in between, in the middle of a silo room, you got our quick clamp is all on the other side. You got to try and trudge through and get that somehow. So it's a lot easier just to grab the one on this side.
Yeah, and this isn't something you want to gamble with because you have this thing go on for 30 minutes instead of.
And then it shows you what you're playing with here too.
You've got quite a bit there, and there's the numbers there. So that's
Right.
pretty cool.
And
ROI calculator.
Yeah, so this example shows us the red number was $242,000. The yellow number is if you would have had the quick clamps, even if you spent the $30,000+ on the clamps and lost 20% of your product, that comes out to $46,700. And with this event in specific, they're saving $195,000 in that one event.
Who doesn't want to save an extra $195,000?
Exactly.
I mean, and again, you're not preparing for this to happen every week, but
Right.
it's something that happens once or twice in
Right.
life. This could put a business out of business
Oh, 100%.
if they don't take account for these things that have something. I can't. There's no alternative solution for this than what you offer.
No, so this is patent pending right now, and so we're getting through the patent process, but currently we have no competitors on the market that do exactly what this does. So there's nothing else out there, no current competitors, and we think we have a good tool to bring to the market for sure.
Okay. Well, then tell me that. The question I have is, whoops, we hit the wrong button there, but my slider camera is going crazy on me. But as a matter of where was I at with my question? Oh, what's the mistake people make? The mistake they make is they don't have this solution in place. If you don't have this solution, you're gonna eventually. It's not like, I mean, I guess what is we're trying to figure it out, but it's inevitable. There's gonna be some kind of failure like this at some point. If you got a tank that's 5, 10, 15 years old,
Right.
and so the mistake people make is by trying to wing it, I guess. Is that fair to say?
And yeah, and it may not happen right now, but who knows when it's going to happen. And for some reason, it seems like once you start talking about something, the odds go up a little bit more too.
I bought a red Corvette. Now all I see is red Corvettes.
Exactly.
That's the way the universe works.
For
But
sure.
these are things you don't want to just take for granted. So, Kade, tell me, you've got this great solution for somebody. How often is it where they feel like they're winging it? Do you feel like they're winging it?
I mean, I feel like that's one of the only solutions right now. That's what they have.
They're all winging it.
Yeah, right, exactly. And they're just, hoping that, the day doesn't come.
I pray that this doesn't happen because it only became an issue because your uncle dealt with it and had a catastrophic event that caused a major loss that we hope that nobody sees. And another thing to watch out for. Now, obviously, this is for commercial use. Tell me, though, what is the biggest challenge you guys have dealt with with regard to helping people understand this? What is the biggest question mark for a lot of people when they're thinking about this?
So just the education piece in general about what happens when these failures happen and how to demonstrate that a little more impactful. So that's why we've come up with these tools, the ROI that we were just going over, the simulator I think we're going to go over in a little bit too.
Yeah, that leads me to the simulators.
So we can pull that up. Because these were some tools for that very reason. We're like, okay, how can we really get a company that hasn't had one of these failures to see the real impact that one is going to have on them? So we made some customizable, everything's completely customizable on both the ROI evaluation and our silo simulation here.
Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. Now, you guys are really going at it because you're saying, I got simulators and ROI calculators. We're going to make this thing real easy to understand. So here we got the ROI calculator up there on the screen and for everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom this in for everybody to see. So now on the screen, it's taken over. Tell me, where should I click first?
So you can just click play there.
We can use the default
and we'll talk
settings.
through it. Yep.
Okay,
so the default parameters. So these bottom parameters are the silo, the fluid inside of it, and
it's
the room.
calculating right here. Is that what you're
Oh yeah. So this is real time. This is 7-8 seconds into the failure, and you see all these numbers at the top are ticking in real time of how much money you're losing, how much you got left, how quick it's coming out. But the bottom here is all interchangeable to whatever silo they have, whatever fluid is in that silo, whatever room is attached to it. So they'll fill out that to whatever they have in their plant. You click play, and we see here it's been 33 seconds now. They've lost $1,500. They're losing product at $900 per minute still. Or sorry, excuse me. They've lost $1,000. They're losing product at $15,000 or $1,500 per minute.
And we're doing a 30-minute show here, so we're not going to play this for the whole half hour.
Right.
But you can see in just the 2 minutes we've been sitting here, or the minute, I guess.
Right.
We're at a minute now showing this particular segment. There you are.
And you can see
$1,500.
The flow rate is 990 gallons per minute and just slowly drops over time. And the picture here actually shows it will shoot a stream of milk or whatever liquid you have 20 feet right off the bat too. So there's a lot of power behind these things and a lot of money going down the drain really quickly. And then we also have our hypothermia calculator because you can change the liquid temperature in there. So at 35 degrees, about 20 minutes is what you're going to get in direct flow of that fluid.
Yeah, well, you guys are really on the ball here. Who was it that came up with this particular tool?
So I developed this with the help of some AI stuff, but
Right.
we're going back and forth and figuring out what we could. But yeah, I developed this with some ChatGPT helping me out, and
Right.
we're able to like get through some iterations and eventually come to something usable that we made sure all the numbers looked correct. We had some calculators before that just showed the raw numbers and not live in a simulation, so
Yeah,
we knew
this
where
is
they were
amazing.
at.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I might have to hire you now because that's pretty cool.
Yeah, let me know.
All right, Kade, tell me what does this make you think? All right, we're on the ball now. We can really illustrate to somebody what the issue is here. How quickly they're suffering from what they're.
I mean, that was probably the biggest problem, is just explaining how bad it really is. Because I mean, you know, that ROI, like you see the people that have had the major flows and all that, they're sitting there yep, it adds up quick. And then like you see the people that haven't, they're like, oh man, like starts to really get to them. And you know, it's just, these tools are really great for sure.
Well, we've got, like I said, a couple experts here that are helping us understand there are problems out there that most people, I mean, you just go through your happy day and you don't have to worry about anything until you run into something like, why is there no milk? Well, the local dairy didn't have one of these awesome clamps available, and they needed one. And if they had, your milk would be here today, or your gas, or these are vital things that people need.
Right.
I'm trying to think of
Any liquid processing industry.
anything, water, gas, milk. Everybody knows if milk went down, the Cardinal Cowboy I don't know what I would do. I think I just came back from they did a scan with some blood work and tell me where I'm at with everything. And they said, wow, you're in actually really good shape. I'm like, it's because I drink lots of milk.
There you go.
But you guys got to keep doing your job. Make sure this stuff gets distributed and they don't have a big breach now we're up to $5,000 here, everybody. I'm going to put that up.
And you can move that slider a little bit, the little dot, to fast forward into the future too if you want to see what 10 minutes looks like.
Okay, yeah, let's see now.
There you go.
After you're in this for 74 minutes.
So that's the end
We
of...
just paused it there, but
Yep.
74 minutes, you're $47,000 in the hole.
Yep.
Much more expensive than having one of your devices, or get a couple of them.
Easily.
And by the time, that's where this thing is at. So, wow. All right, well, again, we have great luxury of having experts that can kind of blow my mind a little bit. I'm a techie nerd. I built these analysis tools myself. We had to do old school way. We're like, this cell plus this cell times that cell divided by this cell. You get AI these. I did one AI recently. What's it cost to have a video? And if video converts better, more sales. And it did it in 38 seconds.
Yeah.
And so that's what we get the benefit of the AI stuff these days. So, but with that, we're going to go back out and a little more fun in the community, and we'll come back and finish up here. And we're going to talk about this process and what goes on and all the way technology has changed things and how these guys are implementing it. Obviously using it and getting 3D printer versions of it. It looks like a real one right there. It looks like metal. Great stuff. All right, everybody, stay tuned for what we've got coming up here. Hey, everybody, we're outside Patios. My new best friend here, Jackson. I knew we'd be good buddies because he's got a cool jersey. Turn around, show everybody. Sure. Hey, I asked who's your favorite player. Nado. Hey.
Nado, baby.
All right, now, what do you, a lot of people, come on up here for me a little bit so we get that mic closer, but my videographer, I'm paying him double what I paid the last guy. So, truth is, a lot of people thought maybe the Cardinals weren't going to have it this year. A little surprise. What do you think has made them the team that they are so far?
I mean, I think they got a bunch of young guys that are ready to play and keep going, man. I mean, I think they got they're enthusiastic. everybody thinks they were down, and they're just coming out of the woodworks ready to go.
So a lot of people got a little like. There's no superstars besides Nato. They got some talent on this team.
Oh yeah. I mean, Brendan Donovan, youngest guy, one of the youngest guys out there, best player in the league almost, man. He's got
leading the league in hits, I think.
I was about to say, leading the league in hits, second best in batting average out of everybody in the whole league, I think.
I will add this:
maybe?
if you had a band, hey, Jackson, have you ever seen Brendan Donovan and Jackson at the same place at the same time?
I gotta grow it out a little bit. I gotta grow it out just a little bit longer.
His name is Carter Rethwich, but in St. Louis, he's known as the Cardinal Cowboy. He's a well-known fixture in the stands at sporting events in the Gateway City. He's one of its greatest cheerleaders, a super fan like no other. When he makes his rounds at almost every home game, he shares his love for sports with the rest of fandom with a smile, a cheer, some positive encouragement, and lots and lots of selfies and pics. But the Cardinal Cowboy was born of a tragic incident. Rethwich was an aspiring athlete in high school and college. He dreamed of playing in the big leagues, but those dreams ended when he and 3 of his college friends were hit with a devastating crash by a 5-time drunk driver. One of his best friends died. Carter suffered a critical head injury. The trauma put him in a coma for 6 days. The doctors said he was never expected to function again. Those expectations never came true. He fought back and finished college. He was determined to prove the doctors wrong. Among other inspirations, it was his love of baseball that kept him going. And from his near-death experience, the Cardinal Cowboy emerged. His goal in life became to inspire others with positivity despite the odds, to help people believe in themselves and achieve their dreams.
So after my coma, I realized that it was up to me if I was going to accomplish my goals, if I was going to reach my dreams. Despite what the naysayers would say, the people that were discouraging me, like they do everyone, it's up to me if I'm going to make it. Don't listen to the naysayers. It's up to you. You decide whether you're going to succeed, whether you're going to reach your goals. Dream, and then always, always chase your dreams. Never give up. Giddy up. Hey everybody, Cardinal Cowboy here. I want to invite all of you to be part of my new team. No, you don't have to put on a baseball uniform and be a super fan. Now, it would be a good idea to cheer for the Cardinals, the greatest team in the history of the National League. But I'm talking about the Gold Cowboy team. You know, I love to help people follow their dreams and reach their goals in business and in life. So that's one of the reasons why I'm telling you about my friends at My Metal Pro. They help people like you and I acquire gold and silver with a membership that lets you safely buy, sell, and store gold and silver. They make it real easy to get started. My Metal Pro isn't like the big guys you see on network TV or the big coin shops that take a huge commission. So become part of my Gold Cowboy team. Scan the QR code or go to goldcowboy.com and check it out. Giddy up! So if you've become attuned to any bit of the media that's out there these days, this whole social media thing is taking off. If you'd like some guidance, these guys are coming back in for another interview. Willie will be here. This is the book that he wrote with Steve Kidd. I wrote the foreword called Magnetized Media. #1 seller. There we go. #1 seller on Amazon. But if you're looking to get some information about how to use the media in the best way so that you can get your word out, because it's all about communication. And if somebody can get the word out about their business, that's where you can really impact people. But if you don't get the word out, if people don't know you got the greatest product on the face of the planet unless you tell them. So somebody needs to know about it. That's what we try to help people do with here. And we talk about how has technology impacted your realm. I can only imagine by now, you talk about how you're designing things with 3D printers and just how you develop the whole process, and then these amazing ROI calculators. I'll throw that up there on the wall there. But this little device, this little calculator here, I mean, holy cow, it was calculating live. That's impactful. How has technology affected the way you guys do business?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely been a springboard for us. So like you said, being able to 3D print these and have iterations to physically hold and touch and actuate and make sure everything works like it's supposed to be working, like when you see it on the computer screen, is huge. Because if we would have had to go straight to the steel versions just for prototypes, we'd probably be out of business already with how much that would cost. So that's been a huge thing, just being able to 3D print and use that technology, like physical new technology, and then along, like you said, with AI and all the internet that's come along now, there's a big springboard for us to help propel things a little bit quicker than it would have done maybe 20 years ago or so to get something off the ground like this.
Okay, you've seen the technology and how it's impacted stuff. Tell me how you've seen the impact with what you're working on.
I think the biggest thing is definitely the tools that we've produced and can actually get in front of these customers and show them how much product they're actually losing, how much money they'd be losing just from one casualty or a bunch of miners. But I mean, it just shows how valuable really our product really is, and it shows a little more of why they need it.
Yeah, technology is such a powerful tool if you use it, because there's so many resources out there. There's also kind of a flood out there too. You got to watch out. There's clutter, distractions, and be fine-tuned with your approach and make sure you're getting the right message out there. Well, tell me the process then. If somebody says, "Hey, I want to hire you guys," what's the process? You have them come in. You go meet with them. Do you like quotes? I guess there's a number of ways you can get things going.
Yeah, so typically, like on our website here, we have a book a demo button where you can click that to schedule a demo with myself or one of our sales representatives, and we can go and do an online appointment for like a video call to demonstrate, show you kind of all these tools, demonstrate your personalized ROI return in that simulator we were talking about. We can change all those numbers to whatever you're looking for. So that's one way we reach out a lot, is trying to do some video calls, save the gas if we can, but we definitely make trips out to plants. If they want to see a live demo or an in-person demo, they want to touch and feel our product, we'll happily make it out there to them as well. But quickclampsolutions.com, you can find us there on the contact page.
Yeah, lots of great information. If there's anybody I trust that's going to have the information, it's you guys. If I've seen all the data and analysis, the crunching and live updates, you guys are on the ball with how that goes. And you're going to make sure the problem does get addressed for sure. Yeah. Well, tell me then, so far, and this is true in life, what's the biggest question people have for you? They say, "Oh, I'm interested, but does everything always come down to price?" Where do they figure, once you hit that pain point with somebody, tell me some of the questions you've been hearing from your prospects.
Yeah, that's the typical one, is the price point, especially when we're kind of targeting the singular plants and they're trying to go up, where we found maybe if we start at the C-suite level, then work down, it'll be a little bit easier. So that's where they're worried, is like, we got to bring this to our superiors, and they're not going to look at $15,000 like that. So that's been one pushback. We had a couple that have been like, won't happen to us. Thanks for letting us know. And we're like, all right, well, good luck, guys. We showed you what we can. If that doesn't change your mind.
And something we mentioned from our expert in the building over here, she said, keep in mind, there's also all kinds of sauces.
Yeah.
I think how much the whole food and beverage realm. I mean, there's got to be pastas. There's so much that goes into the storage. And does it help with, I guess, if something's in a gel form too? These are all. I'm thinking about pasta. It's kind of where you formulate.
Right.
These are all products to be considering this.
For sure. So yeah, any of the food and beverage space. So between like you said, pasta sauces, pizza sauces, anything that is liquid or semi-liquid, a molasses even, or like a honey would be considered a liquid that's a little slower flowing, but still could have some of these issues. So anything that's stored in large quantities and connected with tri-clamp fittings, our product's going to be valuable for sure.
All right, Kade, what are you seeing out there in the field? Who are you spending the most time talking to, and what are some of the idea? We've got, but we also have this other product. I mean, how often is it they're bringing stuff to you didn't realize was out there?
Well, for right now, I'm just focusing on the dairy side, just because of what we have. The 3-inch is mostly compatible with most of the dairies out there. So we've been trying to focus in on that, and then from there, once we get the other models out, the 2 and the 2.5, those are more for the breweries and all that. So just kind of focus our target on as we go.
Yeah, getting it out to the people that are in your focus, like we talked about.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like you guys have quite a bit to offer to everybody. Mm-hmm. What gives you the most satisfaction about what you guys are bringing to market here? I mean, given what your uncle went through and the catastrophe that had happened there,
for sure,
and $250,000, that could put most businesses out of business. What do you guys enjoy? What you're doing now?
So I'd say the first thing is just being able to work with family overall. So we are a family-owned business. Like I said, this was my brother here and my uncle and aunt own the business. So small family business startup has been amazing being able to do this with them. But then also the product itself is, from the first time I saw it and like he showed me what it does, I was like, wow, this is a great product that solves a huge problem. It not only saves companies, like you said, not a lot of companies are going to be able to take a huge hit like that. $100,000 or more on a single day could bankrupt some of these companies. So we're in there to save companies, but then also that was the first thing I saw. But then I didn't realize how much it can help protect the people around those incidents as well, because when one of these incidents happen, they have responders that try to go stop it, but they don't have a great way to do it. So they're standing there in front of this flow or trying to use what they can to get it stopped, and it usually doesn't turn out great. There was one quote actually from a responder that was trying to get one on. He's like, man, I almost had it, but once the milk coats your eyeballs, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah, I mean, the alternative, it seems, is then it's just let it flow until it runs out.
Exactly.
Deal with everything that comes about from that.
Yeah. That's a couple videos we saw. They just end with them going and walking out the door.
Kade, you've seen this a little bit. You understand what they're dealing with. What's your answer to them? Say, hey, take this will save you guys a lot of hassle. This is something you can make a difference with.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest part is the employee safety. You know, it's just, you know, we've had the chance to try it ourselves, and I mean, I couldn't imagine getting in front of a big, huge 50,000 silo and it just pouring out milk. And I'm like, man, I would much rather be using one of those and, you know, using both my hands and trying to get all these in the perfect spot and then clamp it up. Like, there's just no way. Like, I mean, it'd be very difficult for sure.
Yeah, this is something an issue definitely should be addressed, and something most people don't even think about. Well, tell me that you guys are a small business.
Yeah.
Tell me what it is you feel you bring to the table by being a small business and how you can help to solve this particular problem, no matter how large, and especially maybe some of those bigger companies. They've got a big risk out there that they don't realize, or they probably dealt with it a couple of times. Like, we hope that doesn't happen again.
Right.
How do you feel you can best adapt being a small company?
Right. And so, well, that was the main thing. I mean, honestly, Ray Baker, our founder and CEO that's designed and done all this, is the huge foundation behind everything. Without him, none of this would be here. So want to give him his praise for that for sure, because he's the brain behind all the engineering and developing of this product. So that's really our superpower, is having a home engineer, that's someone that's been in engineering industry for 20 plus years, and is putting all his efforts into this one thing. So even though we're a small business, with only a few people, we have a great product that works well, and that was what the issue we were talking earlier with the price point. We're trying to work on that, but that's where some of the struggles of being a small business and trying to get things started right off the bat. So we're hopeful to be able to grow a little bit and get out of those pains and be able to work with everyone.
Well, maybe something for the Sharks, guys. I mean, but it sounds like you guys have a great opportunity for a lot of businesses to save and protect themselves from a big risk that could put them out of business. So check these guys out. QuickClampSolutions.com. Giddy up.